If you're looking to really be an amazing team member and part of an organization, especially with taxes, I've created this video, and this is part of our onboarding here, but I'm also going to share this with the public and to our audiences on what we see and look for and hope to find in successful members of our team and our tax practice. My name is Mark Perlberg. I am founder of Prosperl CPA. We have a pretty decent sized team. We're a 7-figure, hopefully soon to be 8-figure practice. We've seen lots of people in our organization, and these are the key attributes that we see that determine your success. So I'm going to share with you how to be successful at a CPA firm based on our 5 core values. And those are integrity, alignment, ownership, and excellence and growth. So let's start off with integrity. And the reason why I wanted to start off with integrity is because when you lose integrity, it really makes everything else so much harder here. And we have seen lots of people in our organization at this point. Some people have left. And a lot of the reasons why we have to release people is because we see a violation of integrity. It is really hard to stand by someone when you know they lack integrity. So what does that mean, and how can you demonstrate integrity? Obviously, you have to have some sort of moral compass and do things ethically, and hopefully all you guys are. But here's something you really want to keep in mind. You want to do what you say and say what you do. We need transparency here. If someone's counting on you and they assign you a task and they need it by a certain time and you say you're going to get that item over, make sure you can commit to your word and your word holds value. If you say if you fail, if you have a violation of your integrity, you say you're going to do something and it doesn't get done, you forget about it, you don't track it, we lose our trust in you. And if we know it's going to get done and we have to follow in and check in and we don't really know that you're actually taking this assignment seriously, then you're not going to really be someone who we can trust and can hold a lot of responsibilities. So really, really protect your word here. Now, this becomes hard as a tax accountant because sometimes we commit to deadlines, we want to make everyone happy, and then sometimes things go wrong. You know, we have a family obligation or we don't have the documents we need. We realize something's harder than it should have been and we can't meet the deadlines that we've committed to. So in that instance, you could still think about, how can I maintain my integrity? I mean, sometimes you find yourself in a really rough spot here where the only way you can meet this deadline is you pound coffee until 4 in the morning just so you can make your word and get this out by the following morning. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to burn yourself out. So what you want to do here is, if you catch yourself at risk of violating your integrity, you maintain it by letting them know of the delays as soon as possible. The sooner the better. Let them know the reason for the delay. Hey, we just don't have the staff right now. We have some complications. It lets them know, the people relying on you, they know that you are still thinking about them. Don't just shove it under the rug. Don't just hope they forgot about something that you promised to them. Really be proactive and let them know you're thinking about them, even if you can't make your original commitment, and give them an updated timeline on how you can do this. Really give them that comfort that you're thinking about them. And if you really want to be great, give them touch points along the way. If this is going to take you maybe a month or several weeks, let them know along the way how you're doing. Give them that warm sense of comfort that when you've assigned something, it is being considered and they are top of mind. And I'll tell you, when a client is expecting something from you and then they think you forgot about them and they can't count on you and they got to check in, and you'll notice in the portal and your emails, they say, hey, following up, checking in, did you remember to do this? That means that they don't trust you enough and they are not really sure that you're staying on top of things, and you've kind of lost some of that integrity, even though you've said it'll get by a next date. If they keep on checking in, maybe they don't really see that integrity here. So you really want to commit to these deadlines and the integrity, or if there's an issue, you let them know right away. And also, part of integrity really means you're honest and transparent. You own up to your own shortcomings. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. Instead of trying to shift blame or avoid, just be open that you've done the best you can and maybe things went wrong, and that's okay. We all mess up. And I think that having that integrity is being honest with yourself, which is going to allow you to find those solutions and continue to grow. Have those hard conversations. Hey, things aren't going as well as we wanted on this account. Hey, I really am not I need something else, another resource. Really, really be open and be willing to have those hard conversations, which shows that you care and you're willing to find a solution here. Another one here, and again, we'll talk about it later with ownership, but not hiding from those things, not hiding from your challenges. Alignment here. Now, this is another huge one. We see this with folks who we hire who have lots of experience. Maybe they have the integrity, they have growth, and they're really bright people, but the lack of alignment can really tarnish their ability to help the firm out. So here's what I want you to think about with alignment. When it comes to alignment, even if you know how to do this, you've done it a lot of times, you want to align with the firm's procedures. Some of the things that we see with our firm, are you tracking your assignments? Do we know how long we're progressing? Are you just clicking the checklist but actually not doing the items? Are you not going through these processes that we have refined over tens of thousands of hours and through investing in hundreds of thousands of dollars into resources to develop this refined procedure, and you're going to not align with that and do things on your own? If we see that, we are really going to have a hard time investing into those types of members here. We need to all be rowing in the same direction. Sometimes you may even find that there will be some nonsensical stuff, but we all have to be united in working towards the best possible processes and systems together, and alignment is so incredibly important. Here are some things that we've seen where there was a lack of alignment. We had a really smart preparer and bookkeeper who was doing fantastic work, but never created SOPs, meaning if she was sick, no one else would be able to fill in for her. If she needed support, there was no one else who could jump in because there were no descriptions of the work. And we never knew where she was in the work because she never tracked. We didn't really know how things were going. So in spite of her great intelligence and customer service, we couldn't rely on this person here. So really understand that there's a reason why we have these protocols and SOPs. They've been refined through painful trial and error so you can succeed. And if you are not going to pay attention to those things, or you're going to be lazy about it, then we really can't count on you, and you're not going to be a very valuable member of any organization if you're just going to do it on your own and wing it. So next concept here that we really need to embrace is growth as a firm and you as an individual. How do you respond to failure? How do you respond to negative feedback? Because I'm going to tell you right now, all of us get our work shredded, okay? I don't care how smart you are, how good your grades you are, what kind of school you're from, your work is going to suck when you're starting out. You are going to get your stuff shredded. And even if, now this is not just directed towards the entry-level people just starting out who don't know what they're getting into. If you are a veteran, and let's say you're already a tax manager, and let's say you've done thousands of these returns, and you may know some things that no one else knows and have fantastic expertise, your work is still going to get shredded. You're going to find that there are things you don't know. And what's important here is that you embrace that you're always learning. I mean, the tax code is infinite, just like any other study. Whether you're studying anatomy, astronomy, physics, there's always going to be something new to learn. And you need to show that growth, that you've responded from the structured criticism and you're growing. And maybe it may not even just be in technical areas. It might be in your ability to communicate and drive efficiency. We need to see that growth and improvement year after year because we're moving fast here. We're looking to be elite, and we need you to have growth as we all grow together. Also, we want people who can really understand these things and do some research and really show that you're taking the time to understand what you're doing and the core concepts here. Take some time. If you're gonna, we all have our mistakes on returns, but are you going to be able to adjust and adapt? Are we going to be saying, hey, you forgot to do this work paper, and then you don't really understand the feedback, and then you make the same mistake again and again and again? We need to see that you take this constructive criticism, you learn from it, and you're not making the same mistakes over and over again. Your feedback is the most important way to learn because you are interacting, you're getting direct feedback. Don't take that feedback lightly. That's going to be your greatest source for improvement. Just like when you were studying and maybe you had some flashcards. What do you do with the flashcards of the things you already know? You put them aside. You focus on the items that you don't really know all the way. Really drive into those areas of improvement and show that you're learning from the feedback. That is incredibly important with your growth mindset here. And then not only do we want to see noticeable improvements, but taking the time to maybe get your licenses so you can sign off on returns and research and show that you can bring ideas to the table. That's really the next step in showing that you're going to have that growth mindset and you're going to grow along with us and be a valued member of the team here. Next is, this is a really important one as well, is ownership. Ownership. How do you take ownership of an assignment? If I assign something to you or someone else assigns something to you, how confident or comfortable are we that you're going to take the time to get this done? Can we rely on you? Or are you going to disappear? Do we have to continuously check in? I'll tell you right now, if you are assigned tasks and continuously people are following up, hey, is this getting done? Is this being worked on? How's it coming? I mean, we're going to be polite about it, but if you're continuously being checked in on what you've been assigned, we likely don't see the level of ownership that we hope to see here. Now, when we see ownership, this is someone where we assign something and we know that you're going to take ownership of finding a successful outcome and resolving this. You may not have all the answers, but you're going to do your own research. You're not going to come to us like we're your mommy and daddy because you don't know something. Before you come to us, have you gone to Google or AI and research articles to find the answers on your own? Have you at least taken a stab at this? If you ask us a question, hey, I don't know how to do this, and I can answer that in a simple Google search, that's going to take more energy, and there's a reason why we hired you to find these solutions for us. So at the very least, do your own research before you ask other people for support. We're not your mommy and daddy on everything. You gotta go and you gotta at least take a decent effort. I mean, don't spin your wheels all deep, but at least try to find the solutions here and be resourceful. Look for alternative solutions if your first attempt doesn't work here, and different ways to accomplish the task here. We also, back to integrity, we want the clients to feel like they can count on you. If you are that point of contact, you are responsible for the success and happiness, well-being of that client. We need you to take ownership of that client's journey. And we know that you're going to monitor the success. And even if things get challenging, you're going to work together to find a solution here. Even if you don't have all those answers up front, we know that we can count on you to find a way, even if it means following up with us and getting coaching to find an answer and see success in that assignment or client relationship. Ownership, incredibly important that you can handle those responsibilities. And then let's talk about excellence here. So, we are not if you're the type of person here who is looking for just a 9-to-5 job where you can hide from your responsibilities, or you can, just get your PTO, and it's so awesome you can work from home, so now you have less time in the commute, and you can maybe, pad your hours in. That's not going to work with us. What we really need to see here for excellence is, can you bring in new ideas to the table? Are you going to go above and beyond? Are you going to look for not just doing what you're assigned, but maybe finding ways to do it even better, or bring ideas, or to be exceptional in your follow-up? Really giving more value than what you're being paid for here, and making sure of that. And really progressing towards mastery of this topic here. Again, people pay more for our services than others. We are an elite organization, and we pride ourselves on valuing excellence. So how can you be excellent in everything you do? It's really a mindset on being excellent in our efficiencies, communications, our ethics, our integrity, our education, our procedures, and our mindsets. And that should also bleed into your personal life, our relationships, and our health. This is an organization of excellence, and if you can demonstrate that, you're going to help elevate the whole firm. So whether you're working with us or another firm, these are some key attributes that you'll want to demonstrate to be a valued member of the team. And those concepts are, as we discussed earlier, integrity, alignment, growth, ownership, excellence. If you can really possess these traits, sky's the limits on what you can do for your organization. And hopefully, if you're an amazing accountant, you are with Prosperl CPA.